right, guess who gets to practice creating Venn diagrams? You. Okay, so I'm going to give you 4 statements. And you're going to create a Venn diagram to represent each one of these 4 statements. The problem is none of these 4 statements is in standard form. So the first thing you have to do is you have to translate each statement into a standard form categorical statement, and then you can create a Venn diagram to represent that statement, remembering that the left-hand circle of your Venn diagram is going to represent your subject term, the right-hand circle is going to represent your predicate term, and you're going to mark as follows. If you want to show that an area of your Venn diagram is empty, that there's nothing there, you're going to do some shading. So if you're trying to illustrate a statement that begins with the word all or no, an A statement or an E statement, you're going to be shading out one of these 3 areas of your Venn diagram. If, on the other hand, you're trying to show that there's at least one thing in a particular area of your Venn diagram, then you're going to mark a plain X. Okay, so you're going to mark an X, either in area 1 or area 2. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and pause your video and really do pause your video. This is the only way you're going to be able to verify for yourself that you understand what we're covering well enough to go on to more complicated things. All right, so pause your video, translate your statements into standard form, create your 4 Venn diagrams, and when you're ready to check your work, go ahead and restart your video. All right, let's rock and roll. There's no such thing as a dog that talks. There's a couple of different ways, actually 3 different ways that you could have translated this. One way is simply something like this. No dogs are talking animals, or no talking animals are dogs, something along those lines. If you translated it this way, your Venn diagram should look like this. It should have area 2 shaded out because we're trying to show that there are no dogs that are also members of this other category. Okay, so if you translated it as an E statement, that's what you want your Venn diagram to look like. On the other hand, you could have translated it this way as an A statement. All dogs are animals that don't talk, or all dogs are non-talking animals. And that's perfectly legit too. In fact, in our next thought primer, we're going to explore why exactly these 2 statements are saying the same thing and are logically equivalent. If you translated this statement as an A statement, you're going to have shaded in area 1 because you're showing that all the dogs that exist are also members of the category of things called animals that don't talk. All right, quite a few tables in this room are filthy. We're going to translate that as some tables in this room are filthy tables. Did you make sure your predicate term is a countable thing, or do you have just filthy there? Okay, always making sure that predicate term is a countable noun or noun phrase. Okay, so quite a few, many, a few, some, any of those, that's all telling us we're looking at a statement that begins with the word some. Okay, so some tables in this room are filthy tables, and so what I want to do is I want to mark a single X right here in area 2 because that's the area where the categories share membership with one another. Anything in area 2 is both a table in this room and a filthy table. 2 doors in this building are not green. That sounds like some doors in this building are not green doors. Okay, and in that case, we want to mark an X right over here in area 1 because anything in area 1 would be a door in this building, but it's not a member of the category of things called green doors because it's outside the walls of the green doors building. All right, so we're marking X over here in area 1, and then finally, I don't trust any politicians. Again, there's a couple of ways you could have done this. You could do no politicians are people I trust, no people I trust are politicians. Doesn't matter. Whichever one of those you did, you're going to have area 2 shaded out because you're showing that these 2 categories don't have any members that are members of both categories. You might have translated this one this way. All politicians are people I don't trust. That's cool. Again, we'll explore why these are logically equivalent next time. But if you translated this as an all statement, then you want to have shaded in area 1. All right, fun stuff. Good job.